and welcome to today's episode of Beyond Sports, where we BS about wrestling. Today we're talking about the Money in the Bank episode from last weekend?
Yeah, last Saturday.
Last Saturday. So the first match we're going to talk about, it was the women's Money in the Bank. Your guys' thoughts?
What an awesome outcome.
Dude, it was so good.
Awesome outcome.
It was so good.
Great way to start the event. I mean, you're going pretty much a main event right off the bat, and it's awesome. I loved it.
Yeah.
Honestly, no spoilers, but it felt like every match was a main event match.
It did. I mean,
yeah.
They really. I mean, there's
Isn't that what these I don't know if we can call them pay-per-views anymore since they're on Peacock. I guess these streaming events, isn't that what they're supposed to be though? All main events all the time.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I think they still put it on pay-per-views, but if you don't have Peacock, but
it's like, well, I guess I always just think of Xfinity being the only cable, but
I mean,
it's only because I'm in Independence, which only can get Xfinity. So
but I thought it was cool. I liked Liv Morgan getting the victory. I liked
dude, that power bomb where she jumped over both. I don't remember the two women that she jumped over, but then she slammed one of them with the power bomb. So good. It was right before the ending.
Yeah, like with her and Becky, the stuff on those ladders, I was like, all right, this is
Yeah.
I'm okay with either outcome of this. You gotta
I mean, for being real, I'm always disappointed if Becky's like this whole streak of her losing,
Oh
yeah, kind of down in the dumps.
it always sucks to see like one of those.
They've kind of turned her into a crybaby too.
Yeah, they made her whine a lot.
Yeah, because like leading up to Money in the Bank, it was like every time she would fight to make Money in the Bank, she would lose for some crazy reason, whether it was a cheat or
if it's Asuka.
Well,
I mean,
just losing to Asuka.
Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I kind of like this heel turn that Becky Lynch has done. I kind of like her being the poor sport, the whiner.
She's not bad at it, that's for sure.
No.
Like if I'm going to say anything about heels in the WWE, I think that power couple of her and Seth freaking Rollins are the best heels on the roster right now, and that's probably either roster.
I think the Usos do a great job at being heels too. I mean, like it.
Yeah.
There is times where it's obvious that the crowd does not hate them. Like, especially, whenever they're ramping up and like they're just going, ooh, and the crowd saying so. It's like, and you see a lot of bloodline shirts.
Seth Rollins and his walkout music.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, that's one of the things I love watching about wrestling. I love about watching wrestling, is that, there's a lot of respect for these bad guys, because.
Well, we've talked about that. A boo for a heel is basically a cheer for face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the worst thing in wrestling is when you hear those matches where it's pretty much dead silent. No one gives a shit. That's the worst.
Like, who was it a couple weeks ago?
Dewdrop,
man. Her and her tag partner just get no love at all from the crowd. Nobody feels
no love.
I get it.
Speaking of no love, did you see any of the stuff that people were coming after Shotzi for the Money in the Bank? People I guess she had a couple of botched things, she tried to run up the ladder, she kind of fell through the ladder.
I actually noticed that live.
Yeah, but who cares? She kind of saved that.
She really did. She did a really good job of catching it.
Yeah, stuff like that's going to happen, but I guess people were giving her a lot of crap for a few kind of minor mistakes. I've watched it twice, and I think if we go, I'm going to have a Shotzi sign. I think she's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
thought everybody in that match did.
Everyone deserved to be there, dude. It was awesome.
Raquel Rodriguez being newer to, Raw, I thought she did really good.
Well, and
she's been
also the mess ups that it makes sense with the supposed news with them. Some of those matches were still practicing before the event even started.
Yeah.
So, what can you do?
Right. Well, that stuff's going to happen live anyway, you know?
I mean,
And they're
either
normally
way-
they're pretty good at catching stuff like that, like fixing.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I feel like there was a couple later in the episode too, but they were just so small that it was just like you kind of didn't really notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like in, I don't know, this week's episode of Raw where Becky Lynch tried for like 45 seconds to get that chair into that fucking the ropes. She tried for so long to get in there. And then like 10 seconds after having them, it falls out. I was like, all right, maybe give up on that one. Like, let's
And then
move
she
on.
goes back to it, and both times Asuka's just kind of waiting there, chilling, like, all right,
Yeah.
got it.
Asuka's-
Do you help?
Yeah, Asuka's being a good sport about it. Like, all right, well, let her get it there, but like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also thought Bobby the Almighty versus Austin Theory was a really good match.
Oh yeah, the second match on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the United States Championship.
Yeah.
No real surprise. Our man Bobby Lashley coming out on top there.
Yeah, we got
the biggest stooge in the WWE. I mean, I'm saying this with Sami Zayn on the roster. The biggest stooge in the WWE is Austin Theory right now, right?
Oh,
Correct.
absolutely. Like Theory
Okay.
is his whole.
I will say
act
his
is going.
wrestling is very good.
Oh, we've talked about
A-Town
that.
Down's
Yeah,
cool.
we had a conversation, me and Will did.
Yeah, the A-Town Down is a really cool move. He is a good wrestler, but
He's
everything
got the
else,
fundamentals down, but
everything else about that dude just sucks. Like,
do you think? All right, so I was kind of theorizing with Tim about. I mean, we can save some of that if you want, because that kind of comes into play later. So I guess was there anything else we want to talk about with the Lashley Theory match? Anything in specific? I don't think anything was really surprising there, right?
No,
I like that.
I
it
was a
by
little
submission.
surprised. Yeah,
They made him tap. I thought that was cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Instead of
cool.
having- I like that.
The only thing that surprised me about that match was how well like Theory wrestled Bobby Lashley. Like there were some really cool moments where he was doing some cool like almost counter moves
Mhm.
to stop
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley from doing his stuff. He
No one-
tried to throw him in the Hurt Lock at one point, and he did the drop to your butt thing,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
left the ring, which was really cool.
for it being the second shortest true match of the whole thing. I thought they did a good job.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
You know, nothing really super stand out, but
No, I mean,
No, it honestly, out of the whole card, I feel like it was the most boring, and it wasn't boring, but most
it wasn't boring.
match.
It was just
no,
we all
but
kind of expected
compared to all the other matches now, that because like I remember when I was watching it live, I was like, this is such a great match.
yeah.
But now that I think about after watching it, I'm like, that was the most boring match, which is saying a lot for.
It's saying a lot for. I mean,
The
it
one
was followed up with the Raw Women's Championship. You know, so
Yeah,
the
and
one that really bored me was Ronda Rousey and Natalya.
see, I liked that one.
I did too.
Yeah, that one I think it being the follow up to the tag team match just really didn't do it justice for me.
Well, anything that's going to follow that tag team
That
Tag.
was-
We'll get there.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so
I'm sorry,
Bianca
my bad.
Belair versus Carmella. I guess I'd say that with this being kind of a last minute fill-in for Rhea Ripley, you know about
Yeah.
all that, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, with this kind of being a last minute fill-in, we kind of all expected Belair to hold on to her championship, right? 'Cause I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. I mean, that was
But
It's-
they
it's a
really
good way
did a
to-
good job of building that up in such
in a
short
short
notice.
amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. They ramped it up in 2 weeks. They made it seem legit. So
yeah, and I mean, I think the rivalry is going to continue.
Yeah,
Based off of what we saw in the follow-up episode of Raw.
Yep.
I like, as far as heels go, I like Carmella.
I do too.
yeah, I think
Um,
she's really believable.
Yeah, she's you know, you kind of like to hate her, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's, as far as wrestling goes, she's entertaining to watch, you know.
Yeah, she is.
does. She
Uh,
And
Bianca
Belair is
strong as shit,
a
though,
lot
huh?
of fun. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
She's so strong.
dude, like Montez Ford has basically said, like, she's stronger than me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, she shows it too.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I mean, she just catches people and throws them above her head. And you're like,
man.
how is
She's
she
an
doing
EST.
this? Like,
Strongest, fastest, best.
You know, like
Artist.
when I first was being introduced to her, I was like, really? And now I'm a believer. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the ESP of the WWE.
Yeah, man, she's awesome. I mean, I enjoy her.
Yeah.
My only thing I'd say is like, and I actually do like this, is it seems it's different from when we were kids watching wrestling, because now you've got power women wrestlers, you know? I mean, you got Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, Lacey Evans, to an extent, is a power wrestler.
Yeah.
Got Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley. Ronda Rousey. I mean, so you've got these are some good, big, strong women, and I think it's awesome. Like,
I mean, would you put Charlotte Flair in there too?
Charlotte Flair, yeah. I mean,
she can kind of do it all, man.
Yeah, she's ripped too, man. Like, she is jacked.
it's a lot different than when we were kids.
Yeah. I mean, we're not getting the. I mean, think about how this was a Raw Women's Championship actual match instead of a bra and panties match for a belt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, it was
Stacey
all about the
Keebler.
looks rather than
Yeah,
the
I mean,
wrestling.
that
with
was
the
Stacey
women back
Keebler
in
and
the day.
Trish Stratus, who at the time were your top two women wrestlers. You
Yep.
know, like, and that's how.
Lita kind of changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, she was with the Hardy Boys for so long that she kind of, I'm guessing, learned from them on, because, you know, she was doing swanton bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
So she had the high flyer aspect for a woman. But I mean, other than that, it was bra and panty matches.
Yep.
People getting naked in the ring. Like, nobody cared to watch women wrestle. I mean, and when you did, you expected to see somebody's shorts get ripped off, or, you know.
Yeah,
we've come a long way from the
long way. And honestly,
long
sometimes the women's matches
My
currently
favorite.
are some of my favorites.
Yeah,
dude, I think I've mentioned that to you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really in it for the women's wrestling at this point.
I
Dude,
look
it's so
forward
awesome.
to it. There's so many talented women wrestling, and I love it. Like everybody who was in that Money in the Bank ladder match was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Everybody on the card, you know, this whole view was great. So I was happy with that.
Okay. So that was the
Belair retains her title.
Yep.
Yeah.
After that, we've got one of the second longest match on the card and one of the top matches on this card, the Usos facing the Street Profits. Such a good match.
The Usos and Street Profits.
Didn't want it to end. Didn't want it to end.
Neither did the
I
crowd.
I don't think they wanted it to end, honestly.
No.
The crowd was chanting "Fight Forever," and I loved it.
It was so good.
Oh, it was
So many
good.
finishers, so many breakouts, like insane.
Yeah, I mean, if you doubted the Street Profits, and I don't know how you could, like they've been showing this for a while. But
Yeah.
if you doubted them, you can't doubt them anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Watching my favorite parts when D'Angelo went over the ropes. Oh,
Dude, he
Lands on his feet.
front flipped over.
Yeah,
him.
he landed on his feet.
Front flip, lands on him on his feet, like this giant of a man.
Yeah. Taking them out, dude. That was cool. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool match.
Yeah, it kept going too.
Dude, I loved it. Like
That reminded me of some of those like childhood matches, man. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Hulk Hogan
just like
getting his ass wailed on.
Mhm.
when they were all four in the ring, you know, and like I was like, this is everything, man. Like I love that.
A little bit of controversy at the end.
Yeah, but I don't think he didn't thrust his shoulder up, so I don't think had his shoulder been down, he would have gotten out.
No.
It looked, I mean, like the Usos.
He would have been pinned.
Yeah.
I think it sets up a future.
But yeah, it definitely sets up
rematch now.
probably a rematch coming in the near
I mean,
future.
Would it really be a match featuring anybody from the bloodline if it didn't end with a little bit of controversy?
Yeah. True.
You know, I mean, the only one that comes to mind is Riddle versus Roman. That didn't have like a controversial ending. I mean, Roman Reigns with the belt against Brock Lesnar, dinging him in the head with that. every Uso match is just flooded with it. I mean, the whole time they're getting the ref to look the other way and they're just slapping the shit out of them. They're like, ah. So
I honestly was expecting Roman to appear at the end,
at parts I was too.
Usos.
But
I'm really glad it didn't happen.
Me too. I love that
they let it play all the way out.
See, a good, like, it's, in my opinion, I don't think it's cheating when one member of the tag team punches another dude when the ref's not looking. I'm like, that's a tag match. I mean,
that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it.
It's been happening for years.
So you get to see
since the 80s.
Yeah, you get to see.
And it's not like, if they do that, it's not like they lose the match anyway. They're just, the ref's going to yell at you. Yeah, don't do that.
I mean, when it comes to anybody in the bloodline, it's my favorite part of any episode it is. I love it. It's that and Riddle always.
Yeah, Riddle's a lot of fun to watch too.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, the original bro, man. It's the original bro. So awesome.
I mean, he's basically subbing in for my man Randy Orton right now. So
yeah,
we're all behind him.
He's still dropping RKO's on people from the top of ladders.
Oh, we'll get all the vintage Orton, So
yeah,
that was unbelievable. We're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. We keep teasing it.
I'm sorry,
but it was just so Natalya.
Yeah, now we're talking about the SmackDown Women's Championship, which is kind of awesome that we had both championship matches.
Yeah,
really, if you count the United States one as equal.
It's a belt.
It's a belt.
We had
it's like on par with like the Intercontinental Champion, though, right?
It is. Yeah, I mean, you had 3 major belt matches in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Natalya, Ronda Rousey.
I'll let you guys mainly handle this one. Like I said, I didn't really feel this match.
So Sharpshooter versus Armbar, like
I almost would rather it ended on
It's basically been this like legacy battle. Like Ronda Rousey's rivalries have all been kind of like the next generation kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So it's been kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's been kind of fun.
And she gave her the sharpshooter.
Yeah, she did.
Tore that knee up a little bit.
Yeah.
Rousey comes back and still wins the match.
Like Rousey does.
Correct.
Kind of left her in a weakened state though for what happened next, which was
incredible.
I loved it. I loved the follow-up to it, and I loved Rousey's approach to it afterwards.
It was wonderful. So
I do think it's cool that she showed that they had her show class.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
and we're talking about Liv Morgan cashing in after winning,
which is so cool. Like
a few hours earlier.
Huge fan of her wrestling style. I like watching her bouncing off the ropes and all that. I think that's one of the styles of wrestling I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan. I do appreciate Ronda Rousey as well. Like I like her brutality, like whenever she's setting up that arm bar and she's just grabbing you by the arm and whipping you like a rag doll.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, that's cool. That is.
Yeah.
It all makes sense, like.
It's true to character.
Yeah, you want to weaken that arm.
How long did this match last? About 30 seconds?
Yeah.
35 seconds.
Over
35 seconds?
Yeah.
Because Ronda's hobbling around, instantly throws Liv into an ankle lock, which was fun to watch.
That was Liv using the ring smarts and to kick her in that bad knee.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then was able to get her with one of the sneaky pins. I like to call it the roll-up pin.
The roll-up pin.
Yep.
It seems to always catch him by surprise, man. Like,
if you need to take down Ronda Rousey, you just kind of roll her up.
And then we had the last match on the card.
Yep, men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yep. Last match of the night.
Several ladders in that match.
There was a lot.
There were several, definitely.
Yeah.
So, Tim, what were your highlights of this match?
Well, too many to name. But my favorite part of the whole match, which I'm guessing might be at least one of yours, was the RK Bro off the top of the ladder. I mean, it was so good.
Yeah.
The RK Bro
Oh,
RK Bro off of a ladder. Yeah,
I loved it.
that kind of made my whole night.
might have
It did.
lost that match for him, but
Yeah, but
it was worth it.
let's
he's
just
doing those memorable moments right
Oh
now.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Will, what was your favorite moment other than the
That-
arc off of that ladder?
Man, maybe the beginning parts look like Omos was getting a lot of hate, I guess, but there were some parts with Omos that I was like, this is kind of cool. Everyone having to kind of team up on, take him down together a few times, and when they finally buried him in all the ladders,
That part was amazing.
That was cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Burying him with the ladders. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, there was so much, like there's so many times someone would climb that ladder and I'd be like, I'm okay if this guy gets it,
Yeah.
I mean, Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
Riddle.
Yeah.
I
was fine with Sami
McIntyre.
McIntyre, Sheamus, or Sami Zayn.
Oh, Sami Zayn is there so you root against him, basically.
But I was
Yeah.
like, if the Stooge is gonna win, that's the Stooge I'm okay with winning. I mean, like, story.
You're okay with the Stooge that did win?
Oh, that was.
So we didn't point out either that before the match started,
Oh yeah.
Theory was introduced as an extra participant.
Did not earn his way there.
Did not earn his way there.
Well, lost
Yes.
his last 2-3 matches prior to. Even when he set it up against the Almighty to where he would win, he still was losing. So it just really big slap in the face to like a Happy Corbin or somebody who put together some solid matches prior to.
Yeah.
But they're setting up that Happy Corbin and
Madcap.
Madcap stuff, and then Happy Corbin facing McAfee coming up.
Yeah,
that's-
Was that SummerSlam?
SummerSlam, yeah.
So yeah,
That
that's
was-
such a good
He
event.
basically accepted. He accepted that after the broadcast, right?
Yeah, while he was at the
Yeah.
Royals game.
Huh?
He was at the Royals game because he
But
was
he
in
came
the.
out- He came out after the match. Apparently, came out of the crowd and attacked Pat McAfee
Oh, because
while they were signing off.
what I saw
after the
was on
broadcast cut out.
Yeah, on Twitter, I
Yeah.
saw him post video from Kauffman Stadium because he was in Kansas City or something.
Okay,
Because he,
That's funny.
yeah,
he's from here, somewhere.
that's what I mean. It could have been the day after or something that he posted that.
Yeah.
That I saw, but yeah, I would have been okay with any Madcap, Drew, Seth freaking Rollins, Sheamus, Riddle, Omos, anybody other than Omos, anybody other than the winner.
Okay, and in reality, with logic, of course, I agree. Because who's going to root for Austin Theory?
Yeah,
What I do like about it, the silver lining is with him getting this, it's a stooge in possession of the cash and opportunity.
I think he fails.
And he's absolutely going to fail when it's against, it's either Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns. I think it's pretty safe bet that it's going to be Roman Reigns, right?
I would bet that way.
There are rumors about his contract, coming up or whatever,
Yeah,
about him wanting to move on from wrestling and kind of take a similar path that The Rock did. Who could blame the guy?
smart business.
Look at The Rock now. So it worked out for him.
John Cena did the same
Yeah.
business model, So, him becoming like a part-time wrestler, getting out of this contract, doing a lesser deal like Brock Lesnar has right now.
Yeah,
But I would imagine that Roman Reigns is probably going to retain the title, until Clash of the Castle? Is that what they're calling it?
I think so, against Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre, or WrestleMania
Yeah,
next year. Either way, I think he's going to hold on to the title for a little bit longer. I think
hope
Austin Theory is a way for us to have a cash in to kind of keep it at that 85%.
Yeah.
I think too, like if let's just say the title does change hands, not to Theory, but to
Lesnar.
Sorry, I almost said Braun Strowman. Lesnar, I mean, you can't cash in on Lesnar. It's Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like Austin Theory would get his ass whooped.
I mean, that's gonna be the fun of watching.
I mean, I would love to see it,
What I'm looking forward to already.
but
I just hope.
I still don't think he stands a chance against Roman either, though.
Oh no,
I think he has less of a chance against Roman Reigns.
Well, like I was talking with you the other day, we were talking about kind of about this and maybe making Roman seem more formidable. Like he's coming off of a win in theory against Brock Lesnar, keeping that rivalry, doing the last match of that and coming out on top.
Yeah,
and then destroying Theory when he's trying to cash in this Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Kind of makes him a little bit scarier going into the next event, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's how they should start trying to bill him a little more instead of making him, you know, somebody that needs the Usos as much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've been building and building on this heel.
Yeah.
With the bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job. I like watching all of them. So,
well, yeah, who doesn't like the heels of the WWE? But also with the other positive spin I think I can make on this Theory victory is finally WWE is looking at the young members of their roster with Theory, with Liv Morgan, and saying like, all right, let's give these people some kind of spotlight to give them an opportunity because that's the future of the freaking company, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for a long time, they've been focusing on bringing back people like Brock Lesnar, bringing back John Cena, you know, focusing on
they fed off Undertaker for years. He was trying to retire and retire and retire. And Vince is like,
so wrestle. Talent. And then
that almost got Goldberg and Undertaker when they had those two fight. They both almost broke their necks in that match.
Yeah. I mean, it comes to the point where we got to move on from these guys, you know?
I love the Undertaker. I would love to still see him today, but it's like,
let the man be in peace.
We got to find the next Undertaker at this point.
Yeah, he's out there, you know, or shoot. But we need to start giving some of the spotlight to some of the younger people, which is kind of cool, you know. Like I like the variety of people that were in play, especially in the women's Money in the Bank. We'll keep going back to that. I think that had a nice balance of upcoming talent.
Yeah,
you know, everybody kind of seeming like equals.
Yeah,
and just kind of putting on an awesome match.
Yeah.
But there's something positive with the Theory victory, I guess. You know, he's someone that's good and easy to hate, and you need some good heels. I mean,
yeah. Even if it's for all the wrong reasons that you hate them, or I mean, I guess for us it's the right reasons, but
yeah. I mean, if we're getting into the outside of the ring stuff, that's a whole different.
Probably a whole
all speculation too.
Yeah.
Not anything hard on it.
Too much on that. Like, probably edit that part out or something, you know. But.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, really, the follow-up Raw episode wasn't too much that kind of correlated with Money in the Bank, except for the opening segment and the Liv and Bianca tag team match.
The tag team match between the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champs versus, oh man, what was it?
Carmella and Natalya.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had the Austin
two of the women that lost to get the titles. So
yeah, Bobby Lashley and Theory are going to have a title rematch at SummerSlam. The United States title one. We had, let's see, what was it?
I mean, in Theory at the Raw thing compared himself to Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. So
yeah, of course he did.
We're not in any particular order here, are we? So there's
not really. I think those were the only two that really kind of correlated. If we wanted to go in order after those, it would have been Mysterios and Judgment Day fighting.
Yeah, and you're always happy to see the Mysterios. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not like, I haven't seen enough as I recently found the love for wrestling, but so I don't know a lot about Dominic yet, but Rey Mysterio at WCW was my favorite wrestler.
Of course.
I mean, I've always loved the High Flyer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
619 is just
619
iconic.
is so good.
And them hitting the double 619s was super cool.
That's always fun to watch.
And
you know, he's always changing that 619. He can, you know, he can go up and give you his tribute to Eddie
Yep.
Mhm.
with the Froggy Splash. He can hit you with the Hurricane Rana.
Yep.
Well, it's not really a Hurricane Rana. It's kind of like more of just a backflip to a pin,
Yeah.
but still such a cool move.
Yeah. And another positive of it is watching the Judgment Day lose.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that faction.
Yeah.
Even less so now that it's Finn Balor instead of
Edge.
Edge, which I didn't think was possible. And now you don't even have Rhea out there for a couple more weeks, probably.
I will say the
hopefully
thing I
sooner.
love about Finn, like I always liked it when he does his finisher. I like his finisher for some reason, the coup de grace. It's such a cool, like, I mean, it's just a jump on and stomp, but it looks like it actually hurts.
Yeah, my only problem with it really is that my main issue is that it really made the whole buildup to Hell in a Cell stupid as hell and it wasted our time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he was with AJ Styles and Liv Morgan, and then the very next day.
Yeah, the very next day.
Because it was on that episode of Raw.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just, I was like, you just wasted my time last night
Yeah.
to do this. Like,
Or you got to fill out the card, I guess.
yeah, they could have done it I thought it would have been cool at Hell in a Cell if they would have turned on Edge. I would have liked that a little bit better. So then having it happen the next night and then have it happen in a ring at your pay-per-view, I think that would be cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But got to sell the tickets to Raw too.
True.
Yeah.
True. I mean, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
That's every week. Pay-per-views sell themselves, I think.
Yeah.
After that, we had Miz AJ Styles fight.
Yeah, but
They've
I
been
think
feuding for a couple weeks. It seems like it might have been a blackout match. It wasn't on Hulu.
Yeah.
I'll have to check my recording, but I might have it on from recording it off live TV.
Yeah, it'll definitely be one that I check into to see, because I do like watching AJ Styles
Yeah.
a lot, and the Miz is a fun one to watch.
The Miz is a great heel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He can be fun to watch at times. I really like his finisher, the skull crushing finale. That's a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like my problem with him and like Kevin Owens and Happy Corbin are all the same problem. And it's just that it's like the three of you kind of do the same damn thing. Like, your gimmick is you're all heels. Your gimmick is we're going to put on a show in the ring. And can we just do one of those type of idiots instead of having three of them?
Well, I think if you give it to anyone, probably the Miz, right? Because he was on the Real World and he has the reality show with his wife. And
Yeah, I haven't yet to check that out. I need to check that out. I've heard it can actually be fun to watch.
I fell down a rabbit hole one day, and they had like a mini reality show of Carmella and Corey Graves.
Oh God!
Oh, really?
Dude, each episode's like 10 minutes. I watched all of. I think there's 6 or so. I watched all of them back to back.
Well, that's funny. Sometimes those shows can be good background. So
yeah, no. I mean, I've come to find that out in my 30s.
yeah.
I mean, quite a few. Those are like,
We're on a little farming simulator 2022.
I just throw on some Survivor and I just kick back and relax, man. Like, good time.
Survivor. I need more drama than that. I have to watch like The Bachelorette and stuff.
Oh, dude, the Survivor is full of drama.
I know.
Full
I'll
of
watch it with you.
It's saucy, man. Like, I dig it. And it's all gameplay, like it's.
Yeah, I just watch YouTube as my
Yeah.
background.
I get it. I do YouTube a lot as well. So, but yeah, anyway, Seth freaking Rollins against Ezekiel.
Yeah. Is anyone else tired of the Ezekiel, Elias, etc.?
I've been
Cowboy.
tired of it since the very beginning.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. But I really like the stomp that Seth Rollins does.
Oh,
The curb stomp?
Yeah.
I like that. That
They
one
got
was
banned
actually-
for a while.
It did, and
Right.
they made him do the pedigree, and then
Yep.
he hated doing Triple H's move so much that he
I
was
hated
like,
that he did it, so I'm glad he hated it as well.
Yeah, he did not enjoy that from what I've heard, and then he he was the one who was like, please let me do the curb stomp again. Like, but it was banned because of head trauma, you know?
You don't want children running around curb stomping people.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm glad that
but the curb stomp leads to like one of the greatest RKO moments in the history of the WWE. So,
yeah,
WrestleMania, such a good curb stomp to RKO.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. I can literally just watch that video on a loop.
Yeah. No, but Seth Rollins really is like fun to watch. I mean, he's a really good entertainer, and he's probably the best heel in the WWE, arguably with the Usos, in my opinion.
Don't forget about Becky Lynch, man.
Well, yeah, Becky is great as well. At times, she's just a little over the top with it to me.
It's perfect. It's just as over the top as Seth.
Yeah.
Like he's like a cartoon villain, and I love it.
He's just had a little more time to practice being a heel.
He's a cartoon villain plus Ric Flair, and it's the best.
And like with him, I think that his intent is a little more malicious. Becky's is a little. So they have him doing more interesting things to me. They have Becky just whining a lot. To me, in my opinion, they have Seth going out there and cheap shotting Cody Rhodes in an obviously injured area. So I think
still losing.
Yeah, I miss him already.
I mean, just even the follow-up episode to Hell in a Cell whenever shot at him, I think that's just what I mean. Like with him and the Usos, like, and all the bloodline, like Roman as well, like whenever they, attacked RK Bro after the tag team match when the Usos unified. I mean, so yeah, I just think that's why they're more evil-minded, I guess, than Becky. And Becky's just more me.
It's all ego.
Yeah.
It's all about the ego. She's big time though.
No, yeah, and I mean, I do like Becky Lynch. I think she's an awesome fighter. I like the manhandle slam.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy that. Very similar to the rock bottom, but real cool.
I mean, we need to keep these moves going,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah.
Next match, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus Theory and Alpha Academy.
Yeah. I really don't like the Alpha Academy.
I don't think they're supposed to.
Yeah. Just like, it was funny when he threw up all the hot dogs. And you did.
Otis used to be a really popular character too, so it's kind of sad to see him in this situation. He used to do the worm.
Weren't they really popular in NXT?
Yeah, I think so. And then when he first came over, people really liked him. He would dance dance with people, and he would do the worm and stuff like that. I remember at one of the, it's not Hell in the Cell, but the bigger one with the pods.
Oh, Elimination Chamber.
I could not think of it, but cool. he got thrown through a whole pod.
That's awesome.
It was really cool. Now he's kind of like a bro.
Yeah,
but not the good kind. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that one, obviously it was a cool match, but it was just.
What do you guys think about the rumors of them breaking up the Street Profits and giving Montez Ford the push to try to be like a champion?
I like it. I mean, I think that it's cool that they would, whenever they take a group of people that are normally a tag team or something, and they let them have their own moments to shine.
Yeah.
I don't want them to break them up though.
I was just about to say, I wish that they would do kind of like a New Day scenario.
That's what I was exactly what came to mind.
They're free to go and kind of explore their solo wrestling career, but they're still part of New Day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And kind of hope for that with Street Profits, because I like their dynamic. I don't want them to be
they're fun to watch together, especially.
Mm-hmm. Like in and out of the ring, man. I love the promos with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on that. I just WWE don't break them up.
Yeah. But
give them
they'll
a
do
push
what they
on
want.
offense.
give them both a solo push for sure. They both deserve the shot, but give us a tag team match every couple of weeks.
Yeah, because they are, especially now. I mean, they've become way more fun to watch too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
This is saying that a lot of people believe that Dawkins will be doing a flip over the top rope, probably as one of his normal spots now, which I'm fine with because it's cool
Dude,
looking.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool because he's done it 2 weeks in a row now. So
Yeah, I think it should be a part of his repertoire because it was
moveset.
so cool, man. It was so cool.
Yeah, dude.
Watching Big Boy fly is always cool.
Mm-hmm. After that match, we had Gunther versus R-Truth. R-Truth dressed up as Uncle Sam.
Yeah, another one that I think was blacked out for us.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen it either, but it looks like that match only went for about 2 minutes. Ended with Gunther hitting a powerbomb for the win. R-Truth came out dressed as Uncle Sam and was in it when the match started.
Yeah,
in the costume, and that's all I know from that match.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of Gunther, so R-Truth is funny.
Yeah,
but
I think a lot of my beef with Gunther is, gosh, what's his name?
Ludwig.
Yeah, Ludwig. I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, some people are saying he needs to wrestle more because he's good.
Yeah,
he's pretty
better,
good. And
more fun to watch.
Gunther, there's a lot to say. If you remember what he looked like in NXT,
yeah,
dude's put in the work.
Yeah,
he definitely has.
I mean, he looks like. I mean, he's fun to watch.
Yeah,
but it's the character.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
little SS.
Yeah,
it just makes you feel kind of dirty watching him.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what the implications here are.
He's a good example of a bad heel.
Yeah.
A heel that they're not handling correctly, in my opinion.
Should I join the Inglorious Bastards and fight this guy, or
yeah, it's just kind of stereotyped, and I don't dig that.
Yeah, it's kind of like what they're doing right now with the Irish 3.
Oh yeah,
that feels a little dirty to watch sometimes.
I really just wish they would just cut Butch. I don't like him at all. I don't think he's a fun fighter to watch. He just jumps up out of nowhere and is annoying. Just like release him, or change him completely. I don't enjoy him.
Change him completely.
Yeah, there's no redeeming qualities about that dude to me.
Nah.
I like Sheamus, but yeah, the other two can kind of go.
I mean, Butch kind of reminds me of in the X-Men Age of Apocalypse, like Sabretooth had Wild Child on a leash.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kind of reminds me of that. So
yeah.
In some ways, I kind of like it.
I get it. The comic nerd in you wants.
Well, I mean,
association.
You always find those correlations between some characters you like, and
like, oh, I see you there, Wild Child. This is cool.
I can do the same thing sometimes. So, I kind of like this person because they remind me of this person. But so last match of that card is Asuka versus Becky Lynch.
In the best, one of my favorite types of matches. No holds barred. Things are going to be fun to watch when that happens. You're going to get everything. And it was great.
And we got everything. We got it culminating in them going through a table.
Yeah. I mean,
the manhandle
Lynch came to the ring, set that table up as they went to break for the next when Asuka was coming out.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was going down.
Dude, it was cool.
Big feud between these two. So
really cool to watch a women's no hold bar match. I think that's the first one I've watched. We've had an I Quit match. That was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one was awesome.
Yeah. Nothing negative for me. I mean, our girl Big Time came out on top.
She came out on top. I do like Asuka.
I like Asuka. I didn't used to.
Real fun fighter
but
to watch.
She's fun. She's a lot of fun to watch.
One of my favorite
She's-
walkouts.
She makes kicks look really good.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's fun to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I would have been fine with either of them winning this match.
Yeah.
So
I am glad that Becky was able to get the win.
Yeah, she needs it more than Asuka right
yeah,
now.
she kind of I mean, she didn't kind of. She really needed that win.
Yeah.
Asuka's had a couple, so.
Also, we didn't have to hear her whine afterwards. Like that was another.
You hate her, man.
I don't hate her. I don't like. This is not my favorite version of Becky Lynch.
Fair.
Is all I'm saying. Like I do think that in this match she wore my favorite attire she's worn, the green and yellow
Okay.
outfit. I think it was cool.
I don't know, her entrance get up for Money in the Bank was pretty dope.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. That was Becky.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of like something Lady Gaga would wear.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's maybe some of the inspiration with the big
Mhm.
time.
That's kind of what
Yeah. It's kind of like they took.
It was cool looking though.
They take inspiration from Haley Williams and Lady Gaga,
Mm.
because obviously Haley Williams, orange hair and the haircut
Yeah, the haircut.
is almost. But then like her outfits and stuff are more on the Gaga side. So
Well, I'm here for it.
yeah, it has me excited for this week's episode of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always pumped.
The next pay-per-view. Always looking forward to pay-per-views though.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of live and die for the pay-per-views.
Mhm.
Yeah, right now like they're everything. So
Yeah, so SummerSlam and SummerSlam's always been a jam.
Yeah.
I'm definitely appreciating being back into wrestling right now, especially right now, because
Mhm. It is a good time to come back.
yeah, we're missing right now. It's filling that gap that I'm missing from football, basketball, stuff like that, because I'm not as big into baseball, but so wrestling has definitely more than filled that gap.
Oh yeah.
So much to go back and, almost every day you could watch something wrestling.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's Peacock, which on Peacock they have some WCW on there, and I've contemplated going back to
I've
episode
done it.
one. Episode one,
not
and watching
episode
it
one,
all.
but yeah.
I want to do it
Yeah.
all.
I've watched some of the pay-per-views from that.
Yeah.
I mean, back when I was a kid, I talked to my mom into getting me one pay-per-view, and when she saw the cable bill that month, she told me I never got to get a pay-per-view again.
Yeah.
So like it's been nice. It's nice to be able to go back and watch some of those Attitude Era and WCW pay-per-views.
We really lived off of our cousin's boyfriend watching it all the time, and we would just go over there and watch every pay-per-view.
That's funny.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I think I might have seen 2 or 3, and one of them it was the one my mom got me, and then I might have seen a couple with J-Back.
Yeah, I think they were all the ones we got to see were like whenever it was the invasion, right? So it was when WCW, ECW, and WWE were merging,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, those were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, you have a question for the people this week, Pete?
yeah, I mean, what was your favorite match at Money in the Bank, and like favorite absolute moment? Any of that will work for me. And also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell, then you can hear our stuff first.
Yeah, do all those things that you do for every other podcaster or YouTuber.
Yeah.
Everything that
It costs you nothing, literally nothing.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Please.
And we'll be doing, I think we should do a special WWE pay-per-view episode every month.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Love
I mean,
it.
we'll still talk wrestling every week, but
Yeah,
Yeah, because there's wrestling every week.
yeah,
exactly.
2 of them.
Twice a week. At least. We haven't even started with NXT, which could take it to 3 times a week,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And in main event 4 times a week, maybe.
So the more people subscribe, the more wrestling we can watch, the more wrestling we can talk about because we can quit other jobs, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The more
Okay,
people,
so
if we can get to 100 subscribers, I will watch NXT, and we can talk about that as well. Like, let's just get there.
Don't forget AEW.
AEW, once it comes to HBO Max, I am all in. So
I might be the one that has to watch it currently because I have cable.
if you have cable, you might be the AEW guy.
Damn. Just kidding. I like some of the people on that.
Yeah.
I do too. I kind of wish that I could watch it. I've contemplated watching the
Moxley and-
AEW Dark.
Yeah.
Guess we could do that. We could just cover the dark stuff. I don't know if anyone else does.
check it out, see what's up.
But yeah, that's it for this week.
Yeah.
We'll see you next month.
We're gonna check back
Or
for
this week.
Regular editions of Beyond Sports, where we just talk about sports.
Yeah.
So,
Anything, everything sports.
yeah.
Nothing beyond that, though.
Nothing.
No.
Although you did make a comic book reference earlier. So
It's getting edited out.
technically, that's a lie.